لا تنسوا الإعجاب بالفيديو والاشتراك في القناة تشجيعا لنا لنستمر بنشر المزيد إن شاء الله.
Hey, this is Dr. Barry. In this video, let's discuss the ketogenic diet. Now, you may have heard about this diet. Chances are you have. Word about the ketogenic way of eating is spreading like wildfire, and for good reason. Actually, for multiple good reasons. And I wanted to make a video to talk to just the very basic beginner, somebody who's just heard about the ketogenic diet. You may have heard some good things about it, you may have heard some great things about it, or you may have even heard some bad or dangerous or scary things about it. And I wanted to make a video just for you, so that I could talk about the basic concepts behind this diet and help you understand this better because it's so important. So let's talk about the ketogenic diet. Now, if you know someone who's just thinking about starting keto or who has just started keto, or you're thinking about it, please share this on your Facebook page. If you know that you have beginners in your ketogenic or low carb, high fat group, please share this video to help them learn what this is because they need to know. So let's get into it. The ketogenic way of eating. What is it? What's it about? What's it do? Why is everyone so on fire for this way of eating? So first and foremost, the ketogenic way of eating is low carb. That's very important for the ketogenic diet to work. There are essential fatty acids that you have to have. If you don't get them for a long enough period of time, you will get sick, you will suffer, and you will die. There are essential amino acids found in proteins that if you don't get them for a long enough period of time, you will get sick, you will suffer, and you'll die eventually because you have to have certain fats. You have to have certain proteins for your human body to function properly. Now, what you may not know is that there is no such thing as an essential carbohydrate. There are no such thing as essential sugars, no such thing as essential starches. They don't exist. There is no such thing. You could take a human being and lock them up and feed them only fat and protein for the rest of their life, and they would do great. They would thrive. They would be vibrant and vigorous and happy because there's no such thing as an essential carbohydrate. So the ketogenic way of eating takes advantage of this because we know that carbohydrates can have negative effects in your body if you eat too many of them. And so the ketogenic diet is a very low carbohydrate diet. So it's also a very high healthy fat diet. And so in the ketogenic way of eating, you'll get to enjoy lots of healthy high fat foods. And that's because the fat does multiple things for you, okay? Now, there are bad fats that you should avoid at all costs. Fats such as canola oil, corn oil, soybean oil, those are bad, okay? Safflower oil, any hydrogenated oil you need to avoid because they're very bad for you. And you're going to replace them with good, healthy fats like butter, like avocado oil, like lard, like olive oil. All of these fats are actually good for you, and you can enjoy them as much as you want on a ketogenic way of eating. These fats do multiple good things in your body. The next thing that you need to know about the ketogenic diet is that it's about whole, real foods. The ketogenic diet is not about pre-packaged Weight Watcher or lean cuisine frozen dinners that you might call them pseudo dinners because there's really no actual nutrition in them. The ketogenic way of eating is not about any product. There's no product for you to buy that you need to do keto right. You don't have to buy keto shakes or powders or bars. You don't have to buy Atkins anything. You don't have to buy low carb, high fat anything. There are no products that someone who's truly teaching you about the real ketogenic way of eating is ever going to recommend to you, okay? So if anybody's trying to sell you exogenous ketones, that's not real keto. If they're trying to sell you bars, shakes, pills, powders, that's not real keto. The ketogenic way of eating is about eating real whole foods. If you can afford organic and grass-fed, that's great, buy those. If you can't afford those yet, that's okay. You can still keto, okay? You can still do keto on a budget. There are many videos on my YouTube channel here and on other people's YouTube channels that explain to you how to do keto on a budget. You can do keto for cheap if you need to right now. We always want you to buy the best quality whole foods, organic foods that you can afford, but if you can't afford those yet, you can still keto. The ketogenic diet is also very metabolically powerful. Now, what do I mean by that? The reason that we eat the low carb of keto is so that we can control our blood sugar and our insulin. It looks like the more research is done that high insulin levels, pathologically, chronically high insulin levels, lead to almost all the chronic diseases that modern man suffers from. It's from high blood sugar, it's from high insulin. That's what causes so many of these chronic diseases that you and your friends suffer from today. So that's part of what keto does, is it hacks your blood sugar and it hacks your insulin level and puts them back where they need to be. And I think that's the reason for that is because it's the diet humans are supposed to eat. The ketogenic way of eating also optimizes your leptin and your ghrelin hormones, and these keep you from being hungry. Okay. The next thing is I want you to know is that the ketogenic diet helps your body remember that it can burn fat as fuel. So all the fat that you may have stored on your belly, on your booty, on your thighs, other places, what is that fat? Why is it there? Your body has stored that fat because you've eaten too many carbs for the last few years. Your body stores that, okay? And that's stored energy. That's all fat is. There's nothing magical about it. But if you're eating carbs continuously, your body doesn't have any reason to burn that fat. Only when you bring the carbs down very low and keep the fat high do you remind your body, oh yeah, I can burn fat for fuel just as easily as I can burn carbs. Your body will kick back into ketosis and it'll start to burn the stored energy that's on your booty and on your belly. Now, the worst and most dangerous fat of all, almost no other diet can get to. You've probably seen people who go on calorie restricted diets like Weight Watchers, Flexitarian, Ornish, Jenny Craig, and they'll lose weight, but they still have that belly. That's the most dangerous fat of all. And the ketogenic diet is the diet that is the best at getting rid of the fat inside your belly, inside your liver, inside your pancreas. That's why I love the ketogenic diet so much, is because it gets rid of the dangerous fat first, not last. Another thing you need to know about the ketogenic diet is, like I've said before, it's very therapeutic. So many people with chronic inflammation, with chronic immune diseases, notice when they start the ketogenic way of eating, their inflammation gets noticeably better. Their arthritis, their reflux, their GERD, their heartburn, their Crohn's, their irritable bowel, all of these inflammatory conditions just get better and go away. Many people notice that migraines get better and go away. They notice that their ADD, their PTSD, their anxiety, their depression, all of these things it looks like are coming, at least in part, from inflammation. And once you start feeding your human body the human diet that it loves the best, which is the keto diet, all that inflammation will go away. Your Crohn's, your MS, all of these others, they just calm down and they quiet down. And all of a sudden, you're not having flares anymore. All of a sudden, when you do have a flare, it's a very minor flare of psoriasis or gout or some of these other conditions that are inflammatory and immune in nature. Another thing that the ketogenic diet that I personally love about it is that it's delicious. You get to eat thousands upon thousands of delicious foods that have grown on the earth or that have run around on the earth. It's a completely natural diet. Now, if you enjoyed this video and it helped you understand more about the ketogenic way of eating, and if you'd like to watch my other videos and like to see new videos in the future, consider subscribing to my channel and click the little bell that's right beside the subscribe button. That way, every time I get a bright idea, you'll be one of the very first to know. This is Dr. Barry. I'll see you next time.